Let's move on and talk about the children's data and verifiable parental control that the DPDP Act expects to be taken from organizations that are providing online services, specially focused on children. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you daily see new content on data privacy. And as I said, let's talk about the consent from children as defined under DPDP Act. By DPDP Act, who is a child? A child is someone who has yet to attain or cross the age of 18 years. So when you are getting yourself registered as a user on an app or a game or whatever kind of app it is, social media, education, anything, you need to declare your age, right? And depending on the declaration of your age, okay, it would decide that whether you are a child or not. Well, logically, you expect children to register. So then you have an automated system, or you should build an automated system that should go to the parent and get a consent from the parent also. No personal information collection without the consent of the parent. The Indian DPDP Act has a slightly higher threshold, which is 18 years. Other regulators have it for 13 years and 16 years. So, what is this verifiable parental consent? It simply means that the consent is given by a parent or a lawful guardian, and the consent of the child, that is, individual less than 18 years of age, is not considered. You should verify it using a DigiLocker or a e-KYC, or maybe in coming times, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology might find more such tools which can certify the age of the child or which can certify the parental control of the child, and you take consent after verifying through them. You cannot assume consent. This is very simple. It's not only for the minor or children, but even otherwise. You cannot assume a consent. You cannot infer a consent. It has to be a proper, validly taken consent, obtained consent. Businesses must retain a proof of the verifiable parental consent that has been taken. And that should be auditable. Tomorrow, if required, you should be able to present it. You should be able to present all the other required parameters of a consent, when what is provided, what services were covered under the consent, when was it supposed to get expired, and maybe when it gets expired, you should also have a provision to allow user to provide the consent again, right? So how should this work? You should ask the age of the applicant. Assuming it's a children's app, you are expecting it to be a child, right? The moment you are sure that he has entered his age to be qualified as a child, you trigger the VPC verification flow. Fine, VPC is the verifiable parental consent. You start the verification. Get the details of the parents, trigger a consent mechanism from the parent, and the moment the parent comes up and gives you the consent, now you need to record the personal ID or identifier, or in a way a PII, from the parent also. Otherwise, how would you verify or produce to your regulators that we verified by this and agreed that it's a verified parental consent? Be prepared for a reconsent. When would be there a situation of reconsent? At the day when the minor will transit into a major, the day he will transfer or transit or cross the age of 18 years. What are the real world challenges here in implementing this? Consent fatigue for parents. They need to come, get into the app, need to see what is happening, what is the purpose, understand the purpose and apply for the consent or tick mark for the consent. All parents may not be technically literate. There could be lack of awareness. There could be that the parents don't know what it really means. Whatever the child explains, they accept and put a tick mark. There could be a situation in certain rural areas where there is no way parents can come in. How would you identify? Just because someone sat in front of the screen and tick marked as a parent, right? So there could be those risks that wrong age has been told, or right age but wrong parent, or everything honest but the parent has no way to access and provide the consent. There could be a lot of friction because of too many things on the user interface, and there's a risk of falsified age, wrong age put in by the child just to bypass the consent, which can be dangerous, unethical. So, verification of age is something which is very, very important here. Finally, the compliance checklist age gate is mandatory. You should verify the age, especially for services meant for children. Verifiable parent consent is important to be stored in an auditable format. When the auditors come in, you should be able to tell them that what consent was taken and how was it obtained, when, and for what services. You should use the ministry's approved verification methods like DigiLocker. They pick up the child's detail, they pick up the parent's detail, and they have the complete information with them, including even the documents like Aadhaar and PAN. And most important, you should have a re-verification process. The system should automatically, periodically keep verifying if the child has crossed the age of 18. Finally, two things. If he crosses the age of 18, you need the consent again, not now from the child, who is no more a child now, right? He's grown up. Second, when is the consent expiring? Provide appropriate notices and ask for reconsent. So that's about children's data and verifiable parent consent with respect to the document issued by Ministry of Electronics and IT. I hope you like the content of the video. Please press the bell and the subscribe icon. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.